You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, I've got your early weekly spoilers for June 30th or July 4th. Looks like Ridge is engaged and Brooke is embracing Nick. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, hit that subscribe button. And as we do on Early Edition Day, we start with what is coming the rest of this week. And also, please be aware, we've already had one news preemption this week. Over the rest of this week and possibly into next week, there could be more news preemptions because of what is going on in the Middle East. So just be aware of that. And if they end up airing a rerun, then you may want to turn around and delete that from your DVR, or else it may not record properly. So with that in mind, Wednesday, June 25th, Brooke gets some well-meaning advice from her little sister Katie about her romantic dilemma. Of course, she is still convinced Ridge is her destiny, but there is very handsome Nick. So Katie may tell Brooke that she should consider Nick and whether he's worth her time, since Ridge seems to be sticking with Taylor. But Brooke, of course, insists that Taylor and Ridge both know that what they have is not real. I think Brooke is kidding herself on that front. Taylor is absolutely convinced that what she has with Ridge is real. Now, Brooke may be a little more right about Ridge, though, but I think her perception of this is going to change soon because of what goes down at Il Giardino this week. Meanwhile, Will Spencer is using himself as bait to try and shut down Luna and prevent her from meddling in their lives ever again. And Will promises Elektra he can handle Luna. He won't be in danger. Baker gives Will a lipstick camera to plant at Luna's. And of course, everybody's kind of worried that Will's going to be caught doing that. And he's also getting all wired up with a mic to record Luna. But she's going to be trying to rip his clothes off. And they have this big bandage and this giant microphone on him. It's just, I don't know if they went and bought this at, Spies R Us or something, but it's not small equipment. So Will is going to tell Steffy, Finn, Elektra, and Baker that he's got to fix what Bill messed up by getting Luna a pardon, and Will thinks it's on him to send Luna back to prison. Meanwhile, Sheila thinks that Luna should be skeptical about Will's sudden 180 on seeing her and wanting to be with her. So he heads over to Luna's and, all this talk about breaking up with Elektra, and he's letting Luna kiss him, and he's going to be questioning her, and he's trying to lure her into some sort of confession that could send her back to prison. And again, I don't know how Baker would have gotten a warrant. She has done nothing. She's broken no laws. She's just been a little creepy. But remember, Sheila got off on the entrapment charge, and this seems just as sloppy. Steffy and Finn are nervous as they wait to see if Will is going to get results with this little gambit with Luna. And Taylor is at Il Giardino with Ridge, and she's telling Ridge that they share so much. There's love, there's passion, and there's no reason to wait on what they both want. So Taylor proposes. She has a ring for him to put on her finger, and she wants Ridge to say that he wants to be her husband, as a very excited Nick Maroney sits nearby, eavesdropping on them. And of course, he wants Ridge to say yes because he wants Brooke, and he knows that if Ridge gets engaged to Taylor, it could finally break any lingering attachment that she has to the man. Then on Thursday, June 26th, Taylor and Ridge enjoy being a newly engaged couple. He gives Taylor his answer, and it looks like it is a yes. And she's got a ring on her finger. I don't know if Taylor bought it herself or it is recycled from a past engagement with Ridge. Because if you remember, Taylor and Ridge were engaged, and then everything fell apart at the altar because of the reveal that Thomas had faked that CPS call. But they have been married more than once. So she should have a few rings in her jewelry box from the man. So maybe she is recycling one. Meanwhile, Nick hears all this. He's going to run off, racing over to Forrester Creation to tell Brooke what he saw. Nick is going to tell Brooke that Taylor proposed, but it won't be until Friday's episode that Nick reveals the answer that Ridge gave to Taylor. Electra, meanwhile, is really icked out watching Will and Luna kiss as Will tries to get Luna to confess on camera. Friday, June 27th, we have got Brooke absolutely stunned by this news update from Nick. So over at Forrester Creations, he's going to tell Brooke about Taylor's proposal. This is a carryover from Thursday's episode, and he's going to tell her that Ridge said yes, and this may be the push that Brooke needs to move forward with Nick. I think they're going to end up hooking up soon. We'll see. Will's plan to entrap Luna hits a snag. She realizes Grandma Sheila was right, and she should not have believed this. So things are definitely going to go sideways for Will when Luna realizes he's setting her up. Now, I do wonder if Will gets something good on camera from Luna, because she is going to be on the run the following week. So the big thing is, I think she's going to freak out when she realizes he set her up. Also this week, Sheila is telling Deacon that she thinks Will is setting up Luna just like Bill set her up, and Sheila says it's like father, like son. So she may not be surprised when she gets a call from Luna. The week of June 30th through July 4th, now that Will has, filmed Luna and recorded her, she's going on the run. So it sounds like he might have got something good. And I think she's going to do some bad things on the way out of town. And I do wonder if she will get away or get caught. Lisa Yamada is leaving to go work on her Amazon series. Whether it's a short-term exit or a permanent exit remains to be seen. Again, this seems like entrapment. I don't even know how they got a warrant, and I do worry that Luna is going to go after Steffi or Hayes before she leaves town. And I also wonder if Sheila is going to help Luna get out of town or wash her hands of her. I feel like she may reach out to Grandma Sheila and tell her about Will's betrayal, and Sheila may feel compelled to help Luna because she knows what it feels like to be betrayed like this by a Spencer man. Taylor gets busy planning her wedding to Ridge. Taylor's not going to let any grass grow under her feet. She wants to lock that man down, tie the knot with Ridge ASAP. So Ridge is going to have to go and face Brooke and admit that he is engaged, and that's going to be problematic. I think Brooke's going to tell Ridge, call off the engagement. I know that you don't want to marry her. You want me. Just like when Brooke tells him it's time for you to come home, and then Ridge digs in his heels and he doesn't come home. And I think when Ridge confirms he is going to marry Taylor, that's when Brooke is going to take a leap of faith with Nick as heartbreak settles in. Also, we may or may not get a new episode on July 4th. So last year, 2024, it was a new episode. The year before, 2023, it was a rerun. Just be prepared, and if it is a rerun, delete it from your DVR so you don't miss the Monday, July 7th episode. And again, also, there could be more news preemptions if this bombing stuff continues, because we're already pushed out one day this week, and that means at the end of Friday's episode, you won't see a weekly promo. That's going to be pushed to Monday as well.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.